2.12 glucose-insulin connection. This is our cell, which includes our GLUT4. And in our key, we have this blue arc, which is the insulin receptor. And this yellow circle is insulin. It represents insulin. And the red palm is the red blood cell. And this B, the purple B, is the glucose, which is on the red blood cell. And these two black palms is GLUT4.
Glucose insulin connection.
Hi, my name is Tanaya, and I'll be demonstrating the key to you guys. Glucose is shown on the model as purple beads. When you eat food, it is broken down into carbohydrates, which are little sugars called glucose. It is carried in the bloodstream to the small intestine, where it is absorbed into the cell. Insulin is the yellow molecule on the model. It is produced in the pancreas by the beta cells. Insulin acts as a ligand and binds to the insulin receptors to allow glucose. GLUT4 is represented by the two black palms on the model. It acts as insulin's regulated protein and comes to the top of the cell when insulin is present.
Type 1 diabetes is a disease where the pancreas cannot produce any insulin. The insulin receptors require insulin in order to actually work. That's how they get the glucose into the cell. So when there's no insulin, that means the insulin receptors obviously don't work, so there's no way for the glucose to get into the cell. Therefore, the glucose will just pass over and it won't go into the cell. Type 1 diabetes is not curable. People who have type 1 diabetes need to get insulin shots in order to get the glucose into their cells.
Type 2 diabetes occurs either due to genetics, family history, but it usually occurs when a person is overweight. Type 2 diabetes is when the insulin receptors are not acting efficiently enough. This means that more insulin is required in order for the receptors to properly function. Type 2 diabetes is a more curable form of diabetes because in most cases it is caused by being overweight. When food is eaten, it is broken down into little carbohydrates called glucose molecules. It is then absorbed into the bloodstream, which is represented by these purple beads here. When glucose is present in the bloodstream, insulin is produced by the pancreas. It is then attracted by the insulin receptors. These insulin receptors tell the vesicle with GLUT4 in it to open up or come to the front of the cell and allow the glucose molecules to come in. It is then digested by the cell and is stored as energy, which is called ATP.